YouTube friends and family, I'm back again with another video. I know it's been a while, but today is not a gig log. Today we're going to actually, let me fix my shirt. Why does my shirt look like this? Is this thing? All right, let's do it again.
DC by slide through.
YouTube friends and family, I'm back again with another video. And yes, I tried to do an unboxing yesterday, but it just didn't work out. So today I'm just talk about this new purchase, and let's get right to it. So if you look over here, oh yes, it's the QSC KC12. That's right, in all black, the I can't even say it, QSC KC12. All right, so as you see here, I got the QSC KC12, brand new, still got the sticker on it. This bad boy sits very tall, stands very tall. It has the 6-year warranty. That's right, QSC is still offering the 6-year warranty with their QSC products, QSC speaker products. And I got this bad boy, the box was kind of mangled up, but as you look at it, the speaker is in perfect condition. I thought it was going to be a scratch here or there, but I didn't see any scratches because the box came. It was a rough shape. So QSC, they pack these speakers very good, so that way when they're delivered to you, you have no issues. Now, as you know, these speakers for a pair go for $4,000. That's right, $4,000. But I really advise that you get with your local dealer, especially the person that you always buy equipment from, and work out a deal, because there's always a deal to be made. In fact, I got these for $3,430. That's right, $3,430. That's a $570 discount. I'm not going to tell you where I got it from, because that's the relationship I have with the person I buy my equipment from, but it's brand new, of course. And you can have a relationship with the music shop you buy your stuff from, and you can also get a discount. However, I was told because of these tariffs, the prices are about to go up on these QSC speakers and the rest of the speakers too. So you better hurry up and get it. I was told by Monday, which is the 14th of April, expect to see a price increase, a price hike. So hopefully, if you don't have them already, or you plan to buy anything, not just the QSC speaker, that you will see that you will get it before those tariffs take place and there are price hikes. A week after I made this video, the price went up by $200. A rep from a store that I have a relationship with gave me a courtesy call to let me know the price will be going up the following Monday. And when I went to several websites, I went to 3 different websites that following Monday, and yes, the price went up by $200 on all 3 websites due to this tariff. So many of you that you follow my channel, you will know that I use the QSC K12.2 speakers. Those are my go-to speakers. They have lasted for years. I mean, night after night, gig after gig, no issues at all. In fact, I didn't even need to upgrade, but I decided to upgrade to the QSC KC12 because it's just a better look. I like the sleekness of it. And there's really no need to upgrade. But you know, when you're doing people's events, people's parties, and they see you come in with this kind of equipment, you know, state of the art, brand new equipment, they really appreciate that. And they pay you for it too, because you set yourself apart from the other DJs. Now, I plan to use these speakers at major events. We're talking about weddings. We're talking about corporate gigs. When it comes to high school parties and it comes to like backyard parties, you will not see these speakers, not at all. This is just for the elegant parties, because I'm going to charge for every time I bring these speakers out the house, I'm charging. I bring my other QSCs out the house, I'm definitely going to charge. But when I bring these out the house, definitely I'm going to charge. Just to give a comparison, I know we're comparing apples to oranges, but I just want to see what, you know, my old system weighs and what the new system weighs, what the old system looks like, what the new system looks like. And this is just for people who have the QSC K12s at too, and they want to see what the KC12s look like in comparison. So let's turn the camera around, and as you see, the KC12 is just a hair bigger, taller. In fact, it's just a hair taller, so it's not that big of a difference when you talk about the height, but there is a difference. All right. And when we go toward the back, as you see, it's also, what is it called? The depth of it. The depth of it is also deeper. So it's taller, it's deeper. Not a lot, but it does make a difference. And then let's put the grill side by side like this. And you can see it's almost the same width. Almost, not exactly, almost. So yes, the QSC KC12 is definitely a bigger box. However, it's probably going to carry a bigger punch as well. So when we talk about the weight, let's see, the QSC KC12 weighs 48.5 pounds. So when I'm picking this bad boy up here, this is 48.5 pounds, me picking this up. And this one is 39 pounds. This is the QSC K12.2. It's 39 pounds, so you can definitely feel the difference. However, I'm not picking this one over my head, where this one, the KC12.2, I have to pick it over my head to put it on the tripod stand. And, you know, some tripods, they have the hydraulic lifts. Some you have to actually put it on there. But however, it is in the air, while this one, the KC12, is not in the air. It sits right there on the ground. Now, in terms of equipment that I'm gonna have to carry, yes, I gotta carry a little bit extra, but I think it's well worth it. And what do I mean by a little extra? Let's take a look. So if you look at this, if I'm gonna take a set of QSC K12s, the KC12s, I'm sorry, QSC KC12s, I'm gonna have to take 2 of these bags. Come with the nice bags. This is where the top speakers go in, the poles and the top speaker. Let me open one so you can see exactly what it looks like. So this is the actual tweeter. This is the pole that it goes on here, the extension pole, and this is the highs. All right. So I'm going to have to take 2 cases, opposed to taking just 1 case with the QSC K12.2s, because I can get 2 tripods in this 1 case, where I have to take 2 cases here, and I can't combine them to make 1. Yes, I got to take an extra bag, but it's well worth it. All right, let's talk about the setup. So I'm just going to set the speakers up so you can see exactly how long it takes me to set each one up. I'm not going to time it or anything. I'm going to just show you my process, and I'm going to show you how easy one is, how more difficult the other is. They're not difficult at all, but we like to make our lives easier if we can. All right, so let's go. So first I'm gonna set up the QSC KC12. I have this tripod bag right here. You open the bag up, take the tripod out. All right, so we're gonna open up the tripod. I like to make sure the legs are nice and wide, so that way, you know, the speaker doesn't fall over. The wider the base, the better. I don't make it too wide, but wide enough so it doesn't fall over. I always put it on hole number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's just a rule of thumb for me. I can put it shorter, I can put it lower, but I usually just put it on 7. Tighten everything up. And then let's move this back. Now I have to lift it over my head. Now, if you have a hydraulic, it's okay, but I have to lift this over my head. I don't have a hydraulic tripod. So, I mean, it's not bad lifting it over your head. It's not like I'm breaking my back or anything, but it is suspended in the air, all right? All right, so once that is done, I have to actually put the cord. All right, so now, once I put the speaker on the pole, you see how it didn't take long at all, but now I have to hook all the cables up. So I put the power cord in. I could turn it around so maybe you can see it. Put the power cord in. That's what I like about this thing too, it can swivel. All right, so you put the power cord in, and then you put the XLR cable. However, you just can't leave it dangling there like this. So now, I'm gonna have to take the tie straps, to tie it to the, tie it here. You gotta make sure it's tight. It doesn't take long at all, but it is an extra step because you want to make sure your cables are nice and clean. All right, so let's pull these cables tight. You don't want to have it too tight right here. You want to leave a little slack right here, but then down here, you want to make sure it's nice and tight. Oh, see, now I got to tighten this one again. All right, so now let's go down here. I don't know if you can see me, but I put tie straps all the way down just to secure it. All right, and usually I do a better job than this. I'm just kind of doing it now for the video, just putting it up there kind of, you know, fast and haphazard, just for the video. So just so you can see the process, to see how it's done. And I can't even get this one to strap. All right, that's good enough. Usually I have it nice and tight, you know, at least put it a little tighter, because I like them nice and. All right, there it is. Maybe I can put one there. All right, so that's it. All right, so now, let's say I want to set this one up. I'll come over here, open up the bag. Take out the pole. Take out the top. Look how easy that was. So easy, so easy. The power cord. And I know you can't see back here, but trust me, I'm gonna hook it in. It doesn't take long at all. And voila, everything is hooked up. All right. So looking at this, I want to just do a few comparisons. Why I like one better than the other. What I like both setups, but we're going to talk about why I like one better, why I don't like the other one, what I like about each of them. That's what's next. All right, so let's talk about some things that I like about each speaker, some things that I dislike about each speaker. I can't really talk about the sound because I haven't taken this QSC KC12 out as of yet. But just by looking at it, from unboxing it, there are a few things that I see that I like, that I dislike. There are a few things that I like and dislike about the QSC K12.2. So let's get into it. All right, so the first thing is the QSC K12.2. In order to hook the cables up, I'm wasting all this cable. So let's see how much cable I'm wasting. We're gonna actually take it apart and we're gonna measure how long this cable is. That goes from the top all the way to the bottom of the so let's see. All right, look at that. It's about 6 foot. I don't know if you can see it, but it's about 6 foot of cable. 6 foot. All right, not sure if you can see it. So I'm wasting 6 foot of cable just to hook this one up because I have to run it down a tripod. Whereas in the, let's take the camera around so you can see, as in the KC12 here, you hook it up, you're not wasting any cable. There's no cable wasted here. So that's what I like about this speaker, because as soon as you plug it up, you can run the cable straight to the DJ booth. You don't have to run it down a pole. That's 6 feet of cable, 6 feet of power cord. All right, so that's why you got to get your extension cords. All right. So the next thing I don't like is the fact that in order to, let's take the cables out just to be safe here. In order to get this thing on the pole, I have to lift it over my shoulder, close to almost over my head. I don't have a hydraulic lift. Some people have a hydraulic lift. That's not bad. And it's not that difficult to lift over my head or anything. It's just, that's just one more step. If I don't have to do, I don't want to do it. All right. Boom, it's up there. All right. With this one, I do not have to lift this subwoofer right here. I don't have to lift it over my head. It stays on the ground. All right, so the next thing I don't like is the actual tripod itself. And because if you look down here at the tripod, these legs, the span of it is much larger. It takes up much larger space than this subwoofer by itself. The span comes out here. Trust me, there's little kids at weddings, and when they run, they will run around. They don't look at this tripod leg. They can trip over it. The speaker itself could fall on them. It can hurt them. It could damage the speaker. However, I mean, it's pretty sturdy, so it's not going to fall. So it's going to take a lot. But the fact that it can fall, if this thing falls, it's going to make some noise. It's going to do some damage. Opposed to this one, no, I don't want it to fall. But if somebody bumps into it, okay, it'll fall over. However, it's not going to make as much noise. It might do a lot of damage, but it's not going to hurt anybody. Well, this will actually hurt somebody. This one will hurt somebody. Now, I've been talking about a lot of dislikes about the QSC KC12.2. I mean, QSC K12.2. I keep getting them mixed up because there's too many letters, too many. But the QSC K12.2, I've been talking a lot of dislikes. But let's talk about some dislikes when it comes to the QSC KC12s. So the first thing I don't like is how this bad boy sits on the floor. I know I said I like it because it sits on the floor. I have to raise it over my head. But if the floor is wet, this is made of wood. I don't want any water. If somebody spills a drink or anything or whatever the case may be, if the floor is wet, this is not elevated off the floor. And I just don't want those issues when it comes to it. You know, I don't find too many wet floors, but if my tripod gets wet, it is what it is. You know, if it's some water on the floor, some dirt, whatever the case may be, but this is on the floor. I want it to stay clean and as dry as possible. All right, the other thing I don't like is with the QSC K12.2, I could spin it. So if somebody's sitting right here and the music's too loud for them, I just simply spin it. Easy. This one, I cannot spin. It is what it is. It's right here. I have to turn the actual whole device in order to get the sound to go to a different direction. Anyway, the way the sound is dispersed, I think is dispersed. I got to look it up because I don't want to give any false information on here. All right, so another advantage or disadvantage, depending on which speaker you're looking at. When I'm looking at the QSC K12.2, when I'm DJing, I can easily see if it's clipping or not. It's a little bit above eye level, but it's easy to see. If I have to adjust something, I can adjust it right here. I can go into the menu, which I don't go into the menu that often when I'm at the gig. But if I need to, everything is right here. It's at eye level. If I want to do this for the QSC KC12, I'm going to have to bend down and get to the back. And when you're doing like this, you don't want to be at a gig trying to see if it's clipping, to adjust anything, to go into the menu. You want to have it where it's eyesight because it just makes it much easier. You're DJing, you can look right at the speaker. It's right at eyesight. I don't have to look down and kind of bend over to see exactly what's going on with my speakers. So QSC K12.2 wins in that category. All right, so let's go into the last like and dislike about each speaker. This is the last thing. And like I said, this stuff is very small. You know, it doesn't make or break me say, okay, I won't get the speaker because of this or I'll buy the speaker because of this. But it's just stuff that I've noticed. So let's look at the KC12. So in the back of the QSC K12.2, I keep calling it KC12, the QSC K12.2 speaker, you have the line A, and you have a line B, and you have a line C. All three are inputs, right? You have a direct line out for A, which you can control with the A gain right here. You have a direct line out for B, which you can control with gain B. And then you have a line out for A, B, and C, and you can control those individually, A, B, and C. So you can potentially put 3 different lines out and adjust it how you feel. All right. Now for the QSC KC12, they don't have that. All right. So if you're looking at this, they only have a dedicated line A, so you can adjust. And this one is A, B, and C already mixed. You have to mix it here, adjust it here. You don't have a dedicated line for B alone. I don't really use this stuff, but if I were to use it, QSC K12.2 will win in that category. All right, so now looking at this does have a charger, USB charger, so I can charge my cell phone. Has the, this is USB-C actually charger, and it has a USB connect. So it wins, this one wins in that category. All right, overall, speaker for speaker without the sound test. This is without the sound test. I have to say the KC12, which is over here. Let me walk to it. The KC12 wins. Why does it win? Because it has a sleek look to it. If it falls over, I don't have to worry about somebody getting hurt, as somebody may get hurt on this one. The footprint on the actual base of the speaker is smaller. I like the fact that the teardown is easier. I don't have to lift the heavy speaker over my head. This one wins. This one's gonna go for my elegant events. I'm gonna get white, but not right now. I'm gonna get the white ones. And also this one, backyard parties. We're talking about cookouts, little kiddie parties. That's what this was going to be used for. So each speaker has its purpose. They got its benefits. It got its downfalls. I think in the future, what I'm going to do, I'm going to find something to put under this speaker when I'm at events. So that way it's not sitting on the floor. So it could elevate it from the floor a little bit. Just more stuff I have to take. So by far, I'm going with the KC12s. It has a 6-year warranty. You can't beat it. So be on the lookout for my next gig log because I'm definitely going to use it to test it out. I'll let you know what I think when it comes to the sound quality. actually the sound was great. You can actually hear the sound behind the speaker more than you can with the QSC K12.2s. So that's where KC12s went in this case. But as I'm showing you here, although the kids are stepping on the cable, this is not causing the speaker to move. The speaker is moving because of the bass vibration. This is not a good thing for QSC. I had to move these speakers about 2 or 3 times because of the bass kept vibrating. As you see, cables were ran, and this speaker was actually forward a little bit more, and it scooted itself back, so it's actually on the tape. It was closer to the light, and it scooted itself back, and it's actually sitting on the cable itself. I had to move these speakers about 3 or 4 times. There must be something that can be done. I talked to a major DJ in the area. Shout out to, I don't want to give his name because I didn't get a permission, but he's a major DJ in the area. He said to use gaff tape. So I'm going to try to use gaff tape on the next event to see if these speakers will move. But QSC failed at this because these speakers should not be moving. It has to have some better feet. If they have to redesign it, they have to do something. QSC, this is where you drop the ball. You drop the ball. Other than that, the speakers sound great. The bass is intense. I had about a good 200 students at one time in here in a gymnasium. The speaker had no issues pushing. I didn't even come close to the red line. So good job on QSC on that part. Oh, and before I leave, let's tear down because I set everything up. Let's tear down and let's see how it, how it pans out to each other. So let's start with the QSC K12.2 first. All right, so I usually spin it around so that way I can get the hook, hand under it, lift. All right, it's on the ground. Not bad. Now I have and that's of course after you take all the cables off, which I already did. I always tighten this up so when it's in the bag, it don't move around. All right, now we're gonna put it in the bag. Not bad, right? Not bad. This one, take the top. I want to be careful, I want to get the roof. All right, so we're gonna put this in the case. Got the pole, put it in the case, zip it up, and that's it. I can just grab this and go. I don't have a carrying case as of yet. I've looked everywhere. You're not going to find a carrying case. They're on back order. And in fact, I hope they don't raise the price because of the tariffs. We're going to see. So anyways, that's my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't really give too much information, just my perspective. And that's what this is about, just my perspective. I saw other videos. I didn't want to say the same thing. All the other videos are saying, oh, it sounds good. Oh, it's this and that. I want to give you my perspective, a different perspective, so that way you're not just clicking on the same video, looking at the same exact thing. You have a different perspective. And I hope I gave you that perspective today. So that's my review. We'll go over the sound review another day. Thank you for watching.
DC by Slide Through.